What's going on, Bat fam? Welcome back to the Build a Trader YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be making a weekly outlook. If you are new to the channel, in these weekly outlooks, I go over the pairs that I trade as well as the high impact news events for the upcoming trading week. However, in this video, I'll also be covering gold and US oil. Okay, let's get started here. So some news events for the upcoming week are: on Monday, we have Australian dollar monetary policy meeting minutes. On Tuesday, we have producer price index for the US dollar at 5:30 a.m. Wednesday, we have core retail sales for the US dollar at 5:30, and later that day at 11 a.m. we have an FOMC statement and the federal funds rate, as well as a FOMC press conference following later that afternoon. And later that evening, there is a Australian dollar unemployment rate. Thursday, there is a monetary policy summary for the Great British Pound at 5 a.m. And that's really about all the high impact news for the week. There's a lot going on Monday through Thursday, so be careful. There's going to be lots of volatility, most likely during New York session, as most of these news events are at 5:30 a.m. Okay, let's get things started here. So we're going to start with the Nasdaq 100. So we can see last week here, we closed bearish. We ended up closing below 13400, below this major level. Let's drop down to the daily. We can see that it looks like a lower low is trying to be formed here. A lower high was created right here, where this wick was formed on the last trading day on Friday, how it closed bearish. But this is a lower high, and what we should be seeing is a continuation, perhaps a pullback onto this level, 13400. Might wick up to there and then make a lower low somewhere down to 1300, or possibly even below to 125 and touch this zone. So you go down to another lower time frame, to the 12-hour. All right, not going to load. Okay, that was weird. For some reason it wasn't loading, but yeah, this is what I'm seeing still. Yeah, strong bearish engulfing closed, strong wick rejection, creating a double top on the lower time frames. Let's drop down to the 4-hour. Yeah, nice double top right here, if you don't see it. And if you're unfamiliar with what a double top is, you can watch my intro to candlesticks and key level videos as I speak directly about this exact candlestick pattern. So yeah, it looks like this level of support is being broken here. Yeah, we should just expect a minor pullback to retest this broken level. It might go up a little higher, and then it should just ultimately make a lower low point. So for this week coming up, I'm expecting the Nasdaq 100 to be bearish based off of the higher time frame and lower time frames. They seem to be lining up with one another very well. Oops. Next pair we're looking at is the US dollar against the Japanese yen, USDJPY. So here on the weekly, we can see we closed as a strong bullish candle. This is very, very strong, very, very bullish. Strong bullish engulfing candle. It broke above the previous resistance, as well as what could be considered as previous market structure, making a higher high point. So for this week coming up, there should be a pullback down to one of these levels, either this major level where this blue line is at 115.8, which is slightly below the major psychological level of 116, and actually let me back up real quick. There's a higher level here at 118 that price most likely will come up to next week. There should be a bullish continuation, or at least later this month. It depends how much the market decides to retrace for this upcoming week. And there is another level at the 1185 area, right over here, something right over here, right where these wicks are, and we could see the market extend up to these highs here, 11865 to 1185 area. Let me put a slight zone on this. Okay, and we should get a test of here, and it could break and continue higher to these previous highs back in January 2017. So let's go down to the daily time frame. We should see something like this coming up. There needs to be a retracement, or most likely will be, so it could come down to retest this level right here where the red arrow is, or could come lower where this blue line is, and then see a higher low point form there or in that area, and see a higher high. A higher high point price could go up to 118 or 118.650 to 50 range. So for next week, I'm seeing US dollar against Japanese yen to be bullish. Now this is the main Forex trade I'll be focusing on next week, as I've been really consistent with it and it's trending very nicely and it's very easy to read. You want to be trading pairs that are easy to read, price action is very clean, it's not confusing. You want to be consistent and being able to be consistently profitable, take consistently highly profitable trades. That's what this game is about. Next, we're going to look at USD Canadian dollar, USD CAD. So we can see last week this analysis is playing out. I actually didn't even trade this pair, but these are the arrows that I drew on the last weekly outlook. If you watched that, I've not looked at this pair since I made that video. So you can see that the market made a higher low right here. It didn't quite pull back to that blue level I was thinking that it could hit. It ended up creating a higher low point around this area here. Then after that, we created a higher high point, then a higher low down here. Move this. Created this higher high point, lower low. So as you can see, the price action is basically following the arrows that I drew. The overall market flow is still bullish. A higher high, a higher low points forming. If we drop down to a higher, or go up to a higher time frame, you can see that this little area of market structure / resistance has been broken by this higher high point where the blue arc is. So we really should see a continuation up to these highs, to 1.30, as well as 1.289, where the previous high is. And if that breaks, where this gray zone is in the blue line, this area breaks, then we're going to come up to 130, where I have the arrow and this higher time frame level at. So for next week, I'm seeing USDCAD as bullish. We should just get a bullish continuation and have a higher low point formed here. Next, we're looking at Bitcoin. Okay, so I don't trade Bitcoin anymore. However, I just do technical analysis on it for you guys that are active crypto traders and investors. So in Bitcoin, you can see these are the exact arrows I drew from last week. I have not adjusted them in any way. And as you can see, a higher low point was formed, or attempted to be formed right here, where this blue arc is. And then it went on to make a higher high point on the lower time frame. However, it didn't break the higher high point on the higher time frame trend. This would be the higher high point right here, this high to the left. So where this blue arc is needed to be up here in order for it to continue bullish. But that didn't happen. And it looks like it's a lower high based off the overall trend. However, the market is in a range. It's really choppy, right? It's not moving up or down. It's moving mostly sideways like this. It's not breaking up to the upside or breaking down to the downside. It's trying to figure out what it's going to do here. Let's back up to another time frame. I'm going to look at the weekly. And I'm also going to remove these arrows. Okay, yeah, there is some strong seller's exhaustion here on this weekly candle. There is 8 hours left until it closes. To me, this does not look good. If it was going to be bullish, it needed to be a full body candle. But with it being a rejection candle like this, it literally tells me this is a lower high point. And based off the 12-hour what we were just looking at, this would be a lower high point, right? If you don't see it, let me add this arc. Lower high, right where this blue arc is. It's a lower high because it's not higher than this high on the left where this blue arc is, this previous high point. It's lower. can see it's being rejected by this trend line. Now this is a poorly drawn trend line, I just threw it on there, but here is how it would really look. You can see it's not breaking above this point and need to be up here. So what I see for Bitcoin, it should ultimately just come down, as I've been saying for a while now. It should just come down. However, on the flip side of things, if this trend line breaks, how I'm drawing this red arrow, this breaks out like that, a strong bullish breakout comes down and retests as I'm drawing these arrows, then it could continue on bullish. But as I said, since it's moving sideways, it is trying to figure out what it's going to do. But based off the higher time frame and the exhaustion that I'm seeing, I am suggesting that price should go down. But we'll see what happens. Next, we're looking at gold. Alright, I'm covering gold because there's a lot of gold traders and gold is at its all-time highs right now. So it's very important what gold is about to do here. So right now, gold is trying to decide if it's going to make a higher high and continue to increase in value, or is it going to stop here and come back down. So as you can see, it looks like there might be a double top pattern forming on the monthly time frame. However, this candlestick has a lot of life left. There's 18 trading days left in the month. So let's go down to the weekly. We can see here that there was a area of exhaustion here on this previous weekly candle close. So that suggests to me we may have a pullback down to perhaps 1900 range, $1,900 price range, 1900, as well as this lower level here that price previously broke out from at 1780. I'm going to go down to the daily, see if we can get some more details. So it looks like price broke above that resistance here. I have it at 1990, but the main level is at 2000. I'm going to drag that up. At $2,000 an ounce. Insane. So yeah, it looks like there's some exhaustion right here, and the market looks like it wants to create a higher low point. But I'm just not sure if this is really it, because the major level is down where I have this blue line. So I think prices could retrace down to these levels first, but there's a good chance that it might not. It might not, because the market could respect these lower time frame structures and just continue making higher highs and higher lows and just continue on bullish like it is. So from here, it could just do this, right? It could just keep on going up. It doesn't have to go down, as I was suggesting with this red arrow. So we're going to see what happens. I believe that gold should see a retracement, but it is pretty bullish. And we're going to see what happens. But gold should continue higher, in my opinion. There's a lot of momentum. It's at its about to break its all-time highs. If there is a scenario such as this arrow I'm about to draw, change the color. There could be a scenario as I'm drawing now, creating a double top type of pattern at this area of resistance right here. So that would be the wick on the weekly time frame. And if it does break these highs, which is its all-time highs, then obviously the market is going to continue higher. You can see the top of that area where I just made that zone and that resistance. The market could next week pull up to here, test it, and then come back down and retest before ultimately continuing higher. Apologies. Before ultimately making another higher high. But this could take a few weeks to play out, as this is all higher time frame analysis, and the lower time frames are suggesting to me that we should at least go up first. The first move should be bullish at the start of the week, so we'll see what happens. But gold should continue bullish overall, unless we reject to make that double top, as I was saying. So now we're looking at US oil. Looking at US oil because gas prices are insane. Gas prices are over $6 in California. Absolutely ridiculous. Shout out to my California homies. Okay, so I believe oil is at its all-time highs. Yeah, it's Insane how much it is right now. Not at its all-time high, so pretty dang close. $109 a barrel. We can see that on the weekly time frame here, we rejected and created a bearish candle close. Alright, US oil might be creating a higher low here, but to me it looks like we might come down and retest the $95 to $100 a barrel region, just based off of structure. You know, there's a lot of people just rushing to buy oil right now, and you know, that's not that smart because of how high it is right now. The price is very, very high. And the name of the game is to buy low, sell high. Okay, so I dropped down the 12-hour to get a little more details on the structure. And yeah, we have a good level at $100 a barrel, so we could see that honestly being retested. There's another level at 95, and then lastly, major structure point if this breaks at $90, oil is just going to start going down big time. Probably down to like 85, 80 bucks a barrel, realistically. I'm gonna go down to one more lower time frame here. Yeah, so next week, this is where it's at right now, this major point of structure on the lower time frames. If this point breaks where the blue line is at 106.5, oil is going to come down. The price of oil is going to come down to $100 a barrel. I'm gonna change the color of this arrow back to red. Come down to $100 a barrel, and if $100 breaks, which it could go, prices could go a little past, but there should be a reaction here because $100 is a psychological level. It's a nice solid even number, and we have two areas, strong areas right here, so there should be some type of reaction and then make a retracement to try and make a higher high, or reject and make a lower high. It all depends, but initially for the first move I'm seeing is a bearish move down to at least $100 a barrel. And that's all I have for this weekly outlook, guys. Thanks for watching the end of this video. Hope you guys got a great analysis for this upcoming trading week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the Instagram at Build a Trader, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.